Hey there, welcome to FundooMoney, your 24 into 7 buddy for all your money matters. You're watching Markets Next Week, a popular stock market program which gives you a perspective of what to expect in the stock markets next week. As always, we have with us our stock market expert, that's Sunil Kewalramani. He's the CIO of Global Money Investor and an eminent stock market author. Very shortly, we'll return and ask him what to expect in the markets next week. Welcome to FundooMoney, your 24 into 7 buddy for all your money matters. You're watching Markets Next Week. It provides you a perspective of what you can expect in the stock markets next week. Hi, Sunil. Welcome to Markets Next Week. Straightforward
Hi.
question. What can we expect in the markets next week?
Well, if you recollect last time, Uday and I had mentioned that this week will be positive, but only marginally. And it's been about that much itself this week. The week prior was fairly good, mostly reflecting Nandan Nilekani's return to Infosys. But this week has been somber. I believe there are a lot of negative factors suddenly gathered all over, and they are going to start reflecting in a couple of days now. There are some man-made factors and there are some natural calamities that are unfolding in various parts of the world. In the United States, there is a huge hurricane about to hit Florida, the southern part of the US, and that may bring a lot of problems, because economic damage, a lot of issues. And this on the just before this, we had another hurricane in Texas, and then there's one more falling here now. So there are a lot of these things happening. The Caribbean has been hit. So these are some factors which are natural calamities about to unfold. In addition, I think there are some other factors which also could be creating trouble. My last talk for this particular week, if you recollect, I did tell you that the North Korea problem is not over. And just soon after, they had tested the hydrogen bomb. Even now, the world markets seem to be thinking that North Korea will not go so far. That's it. They've been warned that if you do anything further, any further missile testing, then there will be military action. I still feel some more is left from North Korea, and that can again add to the jitters and rattle world stock markets. It could be as much as this week. So North Korea is again on the verge, I believe, on testing another missile. This is not any secret information I have, but this is my analysis. I believe all is not over as far as North Korea goes. There's still some more problems, and I would not be surprised to see another missile being launched from them. So and that can rattle global markets, and this time it could be big, because every time the world markets have ignored actions from North Korea, this time it could be quite startling. Of course, there would be talks and they will try to resolve it rather quickly as well. It's not going to be a long drawn out affair, but it's going to have some short-term quick impacts on world stock markets all over. So I think investors should be cautious. Having said that, do realize that the valuations are still quite high, and they probably need some reason to correct. This could be one of the reasons. So natural calamities and some just North Korea could be once again out very soon. So could be these things could rattle world stock markets, and they could be the stories of this forthcoming week.
Right. Anything in particular that we can expect in the Indian stock markets? I mean, are there certain trends that you can?
Well, as I understand, India is still struggling with the GST implementation, right? Not many good words going around that. And that, I think if this trend continues, that can impact the GDP even further. And that can, a lot of traders are not being able to, move their businesses. And this will start reflecting in the further numbers, further GDP numbers. So that will also not immediately, but slowly, gradually, you will find that this will impact stock markets as well. So it's not that it will go to hit this week, but just like there's this analysis being done that demonetization had impacted the GDP, and therefore stock markets started taking cognizance. But if it is coupled with this GST also being not implemented smoothly, which seems to be the government seems to be extending dates every now and then, there seems to be a lot of trouble for people who are recording interstate transactions, especially as I understand. So those were, and that is very common, right? The purpose of GST was to make interstate movement very easy. If that's not going to work, then I think that those people who will be impacted, and this will start reflecting in the GDP numbers, and therefore stock markets sooner or later will have to take account of this.
Well, there you are, North Korea, GST implementation, all of it getting into play. That's how Sunil sees it. Slight apologies for the internet-based program, and Sunil is in the US. So a little bit of outages here and there are happening in this, even as we are recording this. So surely you guys will bear with us. So, but nonetheless, you get the drift that it's not a runaway market that we're looking at. And we hope you found this useful. And we'll be back again next week with Sunil and get his perspective. If you have questions, if you have issues, do point them out to us. Sunil will love to answer those queries. And apart from that, do follow us on our various social media and network pages, and also our website www.fundoomoney.com. You can check out Sunil's details at the description section, his website, his Facebook page. You can go and follow him, and also check out his book. It's available on Amazon. So we'll catch you next week on the next edition of Markets Next Week. Till next week, take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.